What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Talking Reviews, episode 173, the Core 4 Plus weekly news. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about the NFL because week 1 is this weekend. Plus, we got Kawhi Leonard and LA Clipper news, and we got some NHL jerseys to talk about. But first, let's head into the MLB. So we'll start this one off with some injury news. The Padres have placed Xander Bogaerts on IL with a left foot fracture, and Jason Adam actually ruptured his quad tendon. Unclear about how long he'll be out. Hopefully not for the season because he's been a big addition to that bullpen for the Padres. The Angels announced that Tyler Anderson's on the 15-day IL with an oblique strain. Also, Boston's Roman Anthony is on the IL with the same thing. They expect Anthony to be out 4 to 6 weeks, so that could be a big loss for the Red Sox. For Anderson, they expect him to be out for the rest of the season since the Angels will not be making playoffs most likely, and they have 1 month left to play. I expect Anderson to not play the rest of the season. Then we have Arizona's Lourdes Gurriel Jr. tearing his ACL the other night. He is done for the year. And Milwaukee's Shelby Miller is on the IL with a UCL sprain. Hopefully it's not the rest of the season, but usually these injuries are not very good. He'll be out with some considerable time. Boston has announced that they extended Aroldis Chapman from now to 2026 with an option for 2027. The guy's unbelievable this season. Around a 1 ERA, a lot of strikeouts, still busting at 100 miles per hour when he's throwing the fastball. Chapman's been very good for that Boston Red Sox bullpen. I would not be surprised to see him I would not be surprised to see him continue that going into 2026. Boston also announced that they released Walker Buehler. His numbers just not been very good, over 7 ERA and a couple starts this season. He signed immediately, though, with the Philadelphia Phillies, and they expect him to be in the lineup for a potential 6-man rotation, so we could be seeing Buehler pretty soon in a Phillies uniform. A couple of waiver claims, too. We got 3 waiver claims for teams. Toronto gets Isaiah Kiner-Falefa from Pittsburgh. Chicago Cubs have claimed Aaron Civale from the Chicago White Sox. And Atlanta has claimed Ha-Seong Kim from Tampa Bay Rays. All right, let's head to the NFL. Yes, week 1 is this week. Thursday, I'm recording this on Thursday, is the first week of games, is the first day of games, actually. First week is this weekend. We got Sunday and we got Monday night. Really good games coming into that. But we got some news outside of actual matchups. The NFL has fined Shiloh Sanders just under $5,000 for punching and being ejected from a preseason game. Unfortunate news for Shiloh. He was actually dropped by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he's not on a team right now. So that's tough news for Sanders. Vegas signed Amari Cooper, and less than a week later, he announces he is retiring from football. So I don't know what happened there, but Cooper is done. He's hanging it up. So congrats to him on a NFL career. Dallas announced that they extended DaRon Bland to 4 years, $92 million. Kind of interesting as they signed Bland, but they didn't sign Micah Parsons. I don't know what Dallas fans think of that. Buffalo has signed Gabe Davis. He was a free agent. No one picked him up. Davis is back in the Buffalo lineup there. Tampa Bay extended Luke Godek, I think is how you say it, 4 years, $90 million for offensive tackle. They were saying he's a really good offensive tackle. I don't know much about the offensive lines, but I guess they're saying a lot of it is well-deserved money there. So congrats to Godek. San Francisco announced that they're giving Jauan Jennings a $3 million playing incentive added to his contract this upcoming year. He has not signed an extension. He has actually declined a couple of extension offers from the Niners. Supposedly 3 years, $48 million was being thrown out there. He decided to decline that. I guess he is betting on himself for the upcoming season. I don't really know if this is really a smart idea for him. I don't think Jennings is all that great. He's going to have opportunities this season because the wide receiver room is kind of on the thinner side, plus the younger side. So there's going to be chances for Jennings, but it's going to be tough this year. Definitely going to be tough to see if he gets that big contract that he's been pretty much fishing for. Denver announced that they have extended Nick Bonito to 4 years, $120 million. A big contract there for Bonito, but a good contract on his eyes. Green Bay's newly acquired Micah Parsons is likely to play week 1 versus Detroit. They said he could be getting an injection, though, to be playing. Supposedly something's going on with his back. He says he will be playing week 1. And the last thing to note, there will be gold logos on the uniforms this season for the 5 award winners from last year. So if you look at the jersey behind me, I got an Arizona Cardinal jersey, Rondell Moore. Pretty cool looking jersey, actually. But that logo right there, right behind me, that NFL logo that goes right on the collar, that will be gold for only 5 players: Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, Patrick Surtain, Jaden Daniels, and Jared Verse. They will all be getting gold logos on their uniforms for every uniform that they wear for the rest of the season. I actually really like this move. The MLB did it this year with their 6 winners of the awards: Rookies of the Years, MVPs, and I believe it was Cy Youngs. I think those are the 6 players that got it. I think it was really cool. It kind of shows off that, hey, I did something really awesome last year and I get rewarded by wearing this special thing on your uniform. So the NFL is adopting that for their players this season. All right, let's head to the cleanup now, where we got a lot to talk about, from NBA to soccer to tennis, plus NHL jersey. So we got to get straight into it. Jeremy Lin announces his retirement from basketball. Lin has been a pretty big name when it comes to New York basketball. Unfortunately, he will be hanging it up, though. Awesome career. Congrats to you, Jeremy Lin. Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers are supposedly going into a potential scandal for being caught with helping out their salary cap by using a fraudulent tree company. So in the big terms, simplified, $28 million has been going to an endorsement deal with KLC or KL2 LLC. And this was first reported by Pablo Torre. Everybody connecting the dots to this being Kawhi Leonard's LLC. So he's pretty much getting paid under the table for pretty much no reason at all, just to kind of get him to come over to LA, sign this big contract, also get extra money on the side, and he doesn't even have to play basketball for that. So I don't know what could happen here. I don't know if the NBA could investigate this and cause a lot of problems for the Clippers, for Kawhi, for the owners. I don't know what could happen here, but it's definitely something to note. If Pablo Torre is correct and it does all add up that this is 100% true, this is really big news for the NBA. So I guess we'll have to keep an eye out on that. But very interesting to note there, and it really does seem like this is pretty legitimate and true. We head to the world of tennis, where the U.S. Open for the women's side is underway right now. They're heading into the quarterfinals, and we have Naomi Osaka ended up beating Coco Gauff, a pretty highlighted match there. And ended up beating her in straight sets to advance to her 5th major quarterfinals. So this is big for Osaka. She's coming back. She's got 4 majors under her belt. Can she get this 5th one? A lot of people are saying she's her favorite moving forward. I definitely could see Osaka doing that. I'm going to be rooting for her for the rest of the tournament. We head to soccer now, with the Seattle Sounders beat Inter Miami 3-0 in the Leagues Cup match. A lot of stuff happened after the game, where Suarez spitting on a coach, and a lot of fights breaking out after the final whistles were gone. All in all, the Sounders ended up winning this one. They are actually now the only North American team to have every possible North American trophy in their trophy case. They have the MLS Cup, the U.S. Open Cup, the Supporters Shield, the CONCACAF Champions League, and the Leagues Cup. So congrats to Seattle. It's not really a team that I think a lot of people first think about when it comes to MLS teams. You probably think of the LA teams, the New York teams, the Miami team now. But Seattle's been successful for a long time. And if you know MLS at all, Seattle's definitely one of those top teams too. So congrats to Seattle on that milestone. Definitely worth noting for sure. Man City announced that they have signed Gianluigi Donnarumma from PSG for 5 years, roughly $35 million. So this is a big signing over here. Donnarumma was already announced that he was not going to be coming back for PSG. Man City's been really struggling, so could a new goaltender coming in help spark something? It could. I still think Man City is not on the trajectory going up. So maybe it could happen, but it's a pretty good signing, though, for Man City, I will say that. Washington Capitals news and NHL news moving forward now. They got a new sponsor logo for their home and third kits. It's going to be a Coupang on the front of the jersey sponsor logo. I hate jersey sponsors. This jersey sponsor is not too bad. It's a little bit easier to just kind of like look past. but it's still on there. They announced that though the away jerseys will still have TikTok on their jersey. So just some sponsor news from the Washington Capitals. Now let's head into new uniforms. The Carolina Hurricanes announced a new away uniform, which is about time because I think a lot of people did not like the last uniform, which I was in the running of. I did not like the last uniform that they had, the white ones that said Canes across the front. Did not think it was a big success there in the fan base, but this one, very good uniform. It looks a lot like the Stadium Series, an inverse of that one. So if you guys have a thought of that one, just think of the opposite of that when it comes to it. If you don't know, it's a white-based uniform. The main logo on the front with a new coloring, just mainly red with a little bit of black in there. Really nice colorization there. A red, black, and white stripe at the bottom of the uniform. The arm sleeves are red on the top, black stripe in the middle, and it follows into white all the way down to the end of the sleeves. Arm numbers are in black and angled to help out moving with the striping there. The red numbers and a red name are on the back. White collar, white shoulders with two different shoulder patch logos, one of them being a collegiate style Stormy logo. Absolutely fantastic logo. They used this on the previous iteration of this uniform. I love that they're bringing that back. I think it looks awesome. Great logo there. And the other patch is the North Carolina state flag, which they've been using a lot, but it's recolorized to match the logo on the front of the uniform. Really good touch there. Red helmet, red pants, red gloves, the socks to match the arms of the uniform. Honestly, it looks really good. I like it a lot. I think this is a huge upgrade boost from what they had before. Now, the problem is, I think they're still using their black uniforms as their home uniform. And I do not know if they're keeping their red uniforms as the alternates. I think they are. So now we have still 3 uniforms with different kind of styles to them. So they still really do not have a branding. I think if they got rid of the black uniform that I actually really like, I think it's getting a little stale in my opinion, but turn the Stadium Series logo and uniforms into their primary home and aways, and then used the red uniform that they have now into an alternate, I think it would be a very good change. They just have to have some more consistent branding, all in all. But regardless, just talking about this uniform, what do I rate it out of 10? A 9.7 out of 10. I don't think there's really anything else you could do to this uniform. I would say the only thing I would maybe change is the collar. I would probably just make it a red color or black, in my opinion. But it looks great. 9.7 out of 10 for me. Now let's head in Ottawa Senators uniform, where we really talked about this one probably about a month or two ago. The third uniforms officially have dropped. It's a red-based uniform, looks very similar to the kind of branding that they have now. Same logo on the front, black shoulders, black and gold striping at the bottom and on the arm sleeves, but the arm sleeves are in the middle. The pattern that we see inside of the circle of the main logo is seen texturized in the black striping that's in the arms. A little hard to understand, but you'll see it in pictures right now. The logo on the front has different texturizing, a little bit more of a 3D look in different spots than it would see on a normal home and away uniform. Shoulder patches are the normal ones that we see, the S logo inside of that circle with the wings on both shoulders, excuse me. So what do I get this one? I give it an 8.2 out of 10. I actually like the uniform. I think it matches pretty well with their other ones. I just think they've had better other uniforms in the past that would have been alternates or specialties, in my opinion. But I don't think this is bad. I think it works pretty well with the other 2 uniforms they have. I like Ottawa in red as well over black. So I like this addition, in my opinion. Now, the last we'll talk about, the Seattle Kraken have been talking about making a third uniform for, I think, the last 2 or 3 seasons. Unfortunately, we haven't had anything till now. They are bringing out a black glow-in-the-dark jersey. So what do I mean by that? The outline of the uniform is pretty much glow-in-the-dark. So anything teal on this uniform does glow in the dark, and I hate sponsor logos, but even the sponsor is glow in the dark in this one, which I think is an awesome addition to this. So the uniform, all black, shoulders, arms, torso, everything's black. Teal outlined logo, the normal S logo that we see with the red eye. The red striping at the bottom of the jersey, plus in the middle of the sleeves. And above the red on the sleeves, we have a sonar style striping. Doesn't look too busy, but it goes thick to thinner as we get closer to the top. It's not the whole sleeve. It's just a good little portion of the middle of the sleeve there. That is in teal, and that is glow in the dark as well. Jerseys on the back are black. Jerseys on the arms are black. They're outlined in that teal, and they look really good in the black light setting, plus the glow in the dark setting there as well. Black helmet, pants, and gloves for this. Red on a little bit of red on the gloves for the sponsor or the manufacturer logos. Like the CCM is what I think they had on the pictures that they sent out, and that is in red. So it's going to be a little bit of red, but mainly black for the gloves. But again, I don't think it looks terrible. I just would not have gone this route for Seattle, especially because we saw glow in the dark from Vegas, and I honestly was not a big fan of that one. I think this looks better than the Vegas glow in the dark one, in my opinion. But to me, I think it's just eh. I give it a 5.8 out of 10. I think the idea is kind of cool, especially because they're cracking, glow in the dark, deep water, and then you just see something like that mystical creature. I kind of like that addition into it, but I just think it could have been executed a little bit better. So 5.8 out of 10 for me, but that will do it for the cleanup. All right, guys, let's head to the games of the weekend. We got 3 things to talk about. NFL, Sunday Night Football, 5:20 NBC. It's got to be the best game. Ravens versus the Bills. MLB, we got Blue Jays versus the Yankees, a really important 3-game set between those 2 guys. And the international friendly, we got the U.S. men's national team versus South Korea, Saturday at 2 p.m. on TNT and HBO Max. All right, guys, that will do for this episode. 173 episodes in the books. We appreciate you guys so much for listening or watching this episode. Make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe, that bell icon so you guys are notified when episodes like this drop. If you guys haven't already, go check out the episode before this. It's all about college football, just news that happened from last week and things to look forward to this upcoming week. But all in all, we appreciate you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.